Her first trip overseas in 24 years has begun when Myanmar pro-democracy icon Aung San Suu Kyi set her foot on the ground of Bangkok, Thailand on the night of May 29, 2012. She spent her first night in Shangri-La Hotel, where she will be staying during her 4-day historic trip. The morning light of May the 30th comes. The lady starts her journey in the Kingdom of Thailand with a shrimp market in Mahachai district of Samut Sakhon province to see the lives of Burmese migrant workers. Migrant workers is the first group of people Aung San Suu Kyi chose to visit after being locked up in Myanmar for 24 years. Mahachai district of Samut Sakhon province is a home of more than hundreds of thousands of Burmese migrant workers. It is known as Little Myanmar. Some of the migrant workers reached the shrimp market at around 5:30 a.m. in the morning. As the arrival time of Aung San Suu Kyi was approaching, those who lived nearby marched to the place. A couple of them wore Burmese traditional costume. Many held photos of General Aung San, her father, alongside with Suu Kyi's photos, with the sign, "Welcome Mother Suu," or "They prepared roses for the lady." Suu Kyi spent some time at the shrimp market and later traveled to Mahachai Villa Soi 9. It is a location of migrant worker rights networks to discuss the Burmese migrant workers issue in Thailand. The visit of Aung San Suu Kyi here drew almost 1,000 of Burmese migrant workers to line up and wait for her in front of the building that she was expected to give a speech. Prior to the Suu Kyi arrival to the location, migrant workers kept shouting, "To achieve democracy, our cause, to achieve our right, our cause, Aung San Suu Kyi be healthy." A Korean migrant worker told us that this is the second day he followed Aung San Suu Kyi. He was at the airport to greet her there too. He was at the location around 7 o'clock, though he did not live around the area. He said he loves Aung San Suu Kyi because nobody would have ever dedicated their life as much as she did. He added that the arrival of the lady here united the Burmese community. Asked what he wanted to see Myanmar be like in the future, he replied that he wanted Myanmar to be like Thailand with democracy and equality. He ended that he wanted to congratulate Aung San Suu Kyi on her presence in the parliament, so the international would recognize the country still has a good person. At the minute the lady arrived, a sea of Burmese migrant laborers and journalists from all over the world stormed into her car and blocked her way to the building. The car was moving very slow while the crowd cheered even louder and louder. The moment she got out of the car, she was smiling and waving to her people. She was accompanied to the 3rd floor of the building and made the first speech in the foreign country in 24 years.
What you are seeing right now is Aung San Suu Kyi. She is here at Mahachai Villa Soi 9 and she is now giving a speech in Burmese. She is talking to her Burmese people and she is wearing floral blouse and pink sarong with the flower on her hair, as well as the white scarf. And after talking to her people, she is expecting to meet with activists from the Migrant Worker Rights Network, and they will be discussing about the labor issues, the Burmese labor issue in Thailand. And Aung San Suu Kyi is now in this building and she is discussing with the labor representatives and authorities of Thailand on the topic of how to improve the life situation of Burmese migrant workers in Thailand. And she has just finished the speech about 5 minutes, and she also said that the ultimate goal is like to create a situation in Myanmar, Burma, so the Burmese migrant workers can come back and work in Myanmar, Burma peacefully.
She also said in the speech that the migrant workers should be disciplined, work hard, and be skillful in what they do, so they will get the respect from the host country, and they have to respect the host country as well. She emphasized that history is already changing. If the situation in Myanmar is improved, the demand and the value of the labor will be improved. She told the crowd that when she sees them and she feels like she is in Myanmar, Burma. She highlighted at the end that we remember she will never forget them. To everyone's surprise, Suji came out to the balcony and spoke to her people for the second time after the discussion with Thai and Myanmar labor representatives and authorities. In her second speech, she urged the Burmese migrant workers to learn about their rights and recommended them to have a gathering place where there are a lot of migrant workers. She said she would try her best to ease their problems, and she ended the speech by saying, "May all the migrant workers be healthy and can come back to our country sooner or later." After finished with her visit to migrant workers in the morning, she was reported to have lunch at Unilever factory in Minburi district of Bangkok. At 3 p.m., she arrived at Shangri-La Hotel to meet with Thai opposition leader Apisit Wechashiwa, while a range of issues were discussed on the table.
Yes, we discussed general issues, particularly looking ahead at what might be happening in Myanmar, and we agree that one of the key challenges will be the economic reforms. Although there have been steps taken on issues like the exchange rate, but in terms of economic laws, investment laws, these still need to be put in place to make sure they are transparent, fair, and consistent. We also discussed the issue of workers here in Thailand, because we expect more and more flows, maybe in and out as well as our neighbor opens up. So we share a concern and the need to make sure that they're well looked after. I've always been impressed by her courage and the remarkable ability to stay calm and graceful through all the challenges that she's been through. And now, taking on the responsibilities of helping making progress and change in the country. How do you do that?
It is obviously shows that her landmark visit put an emphasis on migrant workers, as she vowed in her speech to bring them back home. This gives hope to Burmese migrant workers to return to their homeland. If this scenario happens, it is likely to become a major issue for ASEAN in a foreseeable future, as many factories in Thailand and other ASEAN countries rely on Burmese workers for their cheap labor. ASEAN governments may need to find a quick solution on this issue, or else the countries will be affected by labor shortage. Anravita Misang and Alanshan reporting for ASEAN Newsroom.